Woo! Stop laughing at me.
Everyone always gets nervous.
Well, of course. I'm pretty sure if it was vice versa, you'd
Oh
get
yeah,
nervous.
no, for sure. I don't want the attention.
When I interview you, you're gonna be
Oh,
and it's
I'm
gonna be
nervous.
live. So,
Okay, I'm really scared.
is it
Stop
on?
it.
It's not on, is it?
No, it's on.
Oh.
Okay, we'll get to it. What's up, YouTubers? It's Nick here, and I have a very special guest, a good friend of mine. Her name is Ruby Lee, and today's archetype that I wanted to highlight is the love coach. Working as a marriage and family therapist, I feel like this is the best person for us to have. We have so many questions about relationships, and why not ask?
Yeah.
So, if you can introduce yourself, and also, what do you do?
So, I'm Ruby, and I am your modern day Hitch. You know the movie Hitch? Will Smith, yep. AKA a dating coach for the good intentioned gentleman.
So mainly focus on guys.
Yes, that's my business right now.
Nice.
It will expand possibly later, but for right now, it's the good guys. That's who I work with.
Yeah. Why would someone come to see you, or how do you help?
Yeah, so usually the men come to me when basically they don't know why they're still single. And they want to be able to have a long-term relationship. And hopefully it'll lead to marriage, but they're stuck. And they don't know what they're doing wrong, or they're confused. And this modern day of dating right now is really tough.
All right.
So they're just stuck, you know?
Yeah. What are some of the challenges nowadays with dating that we didn't have before in the past that is coming up?
Well, technology's booming. So there are so many apps out there nowadays. And with that, it makes dating more difficult. People are just opening up their apps and being able to swipe left and right on whoever they choose. And that definitely changes dating compared to even just 5 years ago. There's a difference between just online dating and then there are the apps that are on your phone.
Yeah.
So that's definitely changed.
Yeah. So sometimes you don't even get an opportunity to go on a date because of your looks.
Yes,
Left.
exactly. Exactly. And I think that is one of the biggest issues right now is that people are so quick to make judgments and rejections off of the most smallest things that don't even matter
Right.
in long-term relationships. For
Right.
example.
Yeah. We have so many viewer questions on this topic, so I'm just gonna give you random ones.
Let's go.
Unscripted.
All right.
What are mistakes, or why are people single? I always get clients coming in, they're like, I'm always single, I cannot find the one. What are some of the issues?
Okay. That's a big question.
Very
That's a big question. That's why I even have my job. So one thing I will say, so in regards to mistakes, I think one of the biggest mistakes is that they don't look within themselves to figure out how they are producing the results they're getting. So I hear a lot of, I don't meet great people, where are all the good people? Or I only attract douchebags, let's say. Well, it's like, well, how about take a look at where you're finding them. If you're online, what does your profile look like? How are you attracting them? And just thinking about that for a second and seeing how your participation is producing those results. Like, people don't realize that.
Right. So doing an honest self-assessment.
Yes. Yes. And I always say that I think the number one biggest advice I can ever give to people who are finding a partner is to know yourself. You have to know yourself. You have to know what makes you attractive. Because if you don't know that you're attractive, how is someone else going to find you attractive? If you don't know your strengths or even your weaknesses, how can you find the right person for you?
Right.
And when you don't know yourself, you attract the wrong person too.
Right.
That's a big part.
What do women find attractive in guys?
Strong character, confidence, kind of blends in.
What does that mean? Strong character.
Knowing yourself. So being able to know yourself and vocalizing what you want, who you are, what your goals are, and what you believe in, and not being afraid to say that. If that makes sense. Like, for example, I always say a quality woman doesn't want a man that she can just push over. A quality woman doesn't want a guy that she knows I can tell you what I want and what I want you to do and you'll do it. Quality women don't want that. We want someone who knows who they are and can challenge us.
Damn, that's deep.
Is it?
So yeah, that's awesome. Well, so more like you want authenticity
Yes.
and courage with a backbone. I don't want someone I can just push around.
Exactly. And I like how you said authenticity, because that's so important. That's one of the main lessons I typically teach to my clients.
Right.
You have to be you. But do you even know who you are? That's like the first step. Are you being authentic in your everyday life? And I do believe that if you are, and if you're striving to be better, not even just knowing who you are, but be better, then the right person will come in.
Yeah. So why, I get this question, is why do girls like bad boys? Do I have to be an asshole? Or
No.
when I'm too nice, then the girls don't like that? What are your thoughts
So
on
there's two things to this, two sides. One are the women that are still falling for bad boys aren't at that place in their life where they could possibly be in a long-term relationship. So maybe those aren't even the women that you want.
Right.
And I always tell guys that. So don't think that it's you, but also think that, okay, that kind of woman that falls for that is just not right for you at this moment. Because she's falling into these traps that are not good for her.
Yeah.
Now, what do bad boys have is that they have that strong character element, not completely, but they have that element where they're real. They'll be an asshole, and they don't. It's fine by them. They're gonna treat you how they want to treat you, and there's something attractive about that because
But that's genuine
it's
to them.
That's genuine to them. Hey,
At
so
that phase.
yeah, they will treat you how they want to treat you, but that's real. So that's attractive. Real in a good way. That's healthy. No, but that's attractive.
Yeah. What about advice of people getting out of relationships, people getting, you just got a divorce, and I want to get back into the dating scene? Do you have any tips of, do you wait? How long do I wait? When do I know I'm ready?
Good question.
And there's a baby crying in the background.
There's a baby running background. We had to note that, guys.
Yeah.
Anyway, so hopefully you can still hear me. You can still hear me. So with that, I would say, once again, it goes back to, you have to assess that relationship. How long was it? How was it traumatic? How much did it affect you? Was the breakup pretty bad? If it was bad, you need time for yourself. And you need to find who you are, because you've been so used to the you with that husband or that you with your wife. Like, they became part of you.
Right.
So now you need to separate yourself again and remember, who are you now? And then once you figure that out, hopefully, it takes a while though. It does not happen within a couple months, I will say that.
Yeah.
Then you can dip back into the dating scene and figure out what's happening nowadays with dating.
Right.
But I would say you have to really fully process that relationship.
And heal yourself.
And heal. You have to heal. A lot of people don't do that. They just jump into the next one thinking that, you know, this is what I need, it'll be okay. And then they usually end up in an unhealthy relationship again. And they fall for the same thing again. So it's dangerous. It's a dangerous spot.
Yeah. What are your thoughts on sex?
It's important.
Regarding, okay, yeah, yes, it is
it's important. Intimacy is
but
important.
regarding dating, I'm seeing someone new. When do you know? Can we have sex first? Do I need to make a promise? Do I need, like,
So
what's the rule?
first thing before I say that is that this kind of leads back into thinking about mistakes that people made. So one, a lot of people complicate things that should be really simple. So that leads to that question, which is ask. Ask the partner.
Go
right?
to the source.
Go to the source. Make it a discussion, because everyone's different. Everybody has different values in regards to that, if they want to wait or if they don't. Sometimes that's people's number one that they need, so they don't mind, let's say, having sex on their first night. While others are like, well, I want to wait for, you know, a
Right.
couple months. So it really depends. We have to be open about it
Right.
and talk about it.
So it's basically clarifying values.
Yes,
What
values.
do you value? Is it important to you?
Very, very important.
Yeah, and that's regarding sex, regarding marriage, regarding kids.
And I will say lifestyle is huge. People forget that.
Explain that.
So when you're finding a partner, hopefully you're trying to find a life partner. And so in values and beliefs, you also have your lifestyle. So are you active? You know, do you like to go to concerts? That's how you recharge, like introvert, extrovert, like a
Right.
lifestyle. And you have to find someone that falls into that. Because you don't want down the road for one person to say, well, I really want to go out. And the other's like, I've never really liked going out. I just want to stay in. That's what creates a conflict. And people forget
Right. And
to
you get
find a partner
resentful.
on that. And exactly. And then no one's happy.
Right. Any other tips for viewers out there? What about, like, for guys who that will say, like, I'm shy. how do I meet new people? How do I put myself out there?
So simplified, right? It's to get out there. That's what you need to do, because with dating too, I always say dating is something you have to, it's a skill that you practice. Same thing as being able to converse with others. So how do you get over shyness? A good activity I actually give to my clients is go out there whenever you're out in public, grocery store, bookstore, start a conversation. And if you don't know how to start a conversation, just ask people for gum. Just say, hey, do you have gum?
Yeah.
50% they're going to tell you no, or they can say yes. But just making that initiative to talk to a stranger,
Oh, wow. That's a
right?
good one.
You don't have to continue the conversation. It's just breaking the ice for people who are really shy.
Ah.
And then you'll start to realize that when people politely turn you down, they're not mean, and you're making some kind of interaction there. And then from that step, you can move forward to bigger conversations, ask them about the book they're reading or what coffee they're drinking. So it's steps to do that.
I'm laughing because the people that know me, I'm gonna start asking you for gum. Everyone's gonna, hey, do you have gum? Do you have mint?
You're not supposed to ask someone that you know, though.
Different
strangers.
People. Strangers. Got it.
Okay, that's the next goal. The next stranger we see, I'm gonna watch him ask for it.
The topic that we get often is the friend zone. What the heck is this friend zone, and how do you fall out of it? How do you not get into it?
Oh goodness. Okay. One, I have to say that the friend zone is real. So there are a lot of people like, there is no such thing. There is such a thing. And the friend zone is basically a place you get in where that person can't see you any more than a friend. AKA, there's no sexual attraction. That's what it's saying. I mean, the difference between a friend and a significant other or boyfriend, girlfriend is the attraction, right?
Right.
So, how do you get out of it? Is one, obviously, gain that attraction, but that involves the other person. So there might be a factor where you can't control. But the part that you can control is being able to gain that strong character and that confidence. And if you have that, great. And if that other person doesn't find you attractive because you have that, then that's not the right person for you.
Yeah, someone submitted this question, but how do you know when someone likes you back versus we're just friends? Like, how can you tell where it crosses into romance?
Yeah.
Should I pursue it? Like, what is the...
Yeah. So, this is highly dependent on if you're male or female, I will say. Because it depends on who's pursuing, who's the one that initiated, date, hangouts, whatever you call it. But it's all about the green light. So, the biggest thing I will say is if someone reciprocates.
Yeah.
If you get short answers, that's a no, guys. Like usually, that's a no. If you're starting to try and get to know someone and you say, "How was your day?" It's fine. Okay, well, if you were trying to pull a conversation out of them or pull answers out of them, there's typically very low interest there. But if you feel that someone's reciprocating and laughing at your jokes or touch is a big one. So even if it's just like a touch on the shoulder or like a lean forward, all nonverbals are really, really important. So there are a lot of signs. And for guys, I say there's a difference because men are more vocal. I think men will say, I find you attractive, or men will say, I'm interested. Women are more subtle with their cues, but it's still pretty obvious. It's all about the nonverbals for women, I would say.
Good tips.
So,
follow up to an earlier question, we have a lot of people dating on social media now. What should they not do on their social media profile?
So,
make sure your picture is real.
Yes, being real is
current.
very important. But also realize what you are displaying and how you're presenting yourself. Because a lot of times, this goes back to when I said how, let's say women will complain, oh, I attract these douchebags. Well, if I'm looking at your Instagram and I see photos of you in bikinis and you're partying every day, maybe that's the reason why, right? So it's being able to really look at what you're putting out there, who do you want to attract. Now, that person you want to attract, what do they like? And how are they seeing you? You know, so that's the biggest part in that.
Yeah, and how can a love coach help someone?
So many ways. What are you talking about? Just like this. So where I come in is providing that knowledge. I mean, I've done this for a really long time. I've earned degrees for this. I've worked for It's Just Lunch and eHarmony. I've seen hundreds of profiles. I've had people get married. So that knowledge, especially for those, let's say, who are just newly divorced, so they haven't been in the dating scene for a while, I can give you that information so that you don't have to keep, let's say, failing for the next couple of years and staying single.
Right.
And I think the biggest thing is that I'm that person that pushes you to get out there. So for shy men, let's say, I make sure you go out there and meet somebody or make a connection, and I hold you accountable. I'm like the personal trainer.
Nice.
Personal trainer for love.
Yeah. Well, because it's complicated. And there's these different roles that we don't understand, and it's always nice to have someone that can guide.
Yeah. And I provide a different perspective. I mean, I work with men, and these men are trying to attract women.
Right.
I'm a woman. Like, I have the female brain. Like, I know what women want. So that helps them too. A lot of times they'll tell me, oh, I never viewed it like that. You know, I never thought of it that way. It's like, of course, and I don't expect you to.
Yeah.
But you have me because I'm giving you that answer instead of you having to figure it out yourself 6 months down the road.
How do people contact you, use your service, go to your mixers?
So, my mixers. I do host mixers.
What is that?
If you're in Southern California, I host mixers in LA and SD. You can find me on meetup.com/single social introverts. And at the end, you put SD or LA, depending what area you want. How to find me, you can go on goodgentleman.com, and then you can find my contact information there.
Yeah. What is a mixer?
A mixer is where I gather singles, and you basically make new connections. It's a new way to connect with people. Opportunities, you guys, right? Take advantage of that.
Nice. And
why not?
And then any last words for the viewers out there watching regarding love, relationships?
Yeah. So one thing I will say is that I'll be real and say dating is hard. It's exhausting and it's frustrating. And the thing is, those that survive and those that end up in a really great relationship are those that, as cheesy as it sounds, but those that don't give up hope and they keep trying. Because like anything in life, it takes work. And people forget that. People think that just because this app isn't working right now, nothing's going to work. Or I give up. I was like, well, when you try to go get a job and you get rejected, are you really going to sit there and just do the same thing? No, you're going to change your resume. So I want people to remember that like love is difficult, it's hard, it takes work. You have to keep going, trial and error, adjust, to what's going on, reflect all of that. Because at the end of the day, it's not easy. No one ever said finding love is going to be easy, but it's always worth it.
Right. So yeah, if you're interested in her mixer, make sure you check it out, contact her. Also, I'm going to post her link to her TED Talk that she did below. This is an amazing woman. Make sure to contact her, refer her to your friends, families, everyone out there.
Yay.
But yeah, give her a shout out, and thank you for watching.
Happy dating, everybody.
Thank you.